Redline, one of the most underrated animes in my opinion. Yo bro, I ain't gonna lie, when I first saw this, I know it was gonna be a masterpiece. So as we know, this movie is in the future and it's about, well, racing. So the movie starts off on this planet where there's this race called Yellow Line. And this race is basically the qualifier for another race called Red Line. And we're introduced to our main character, JP. And I'm not gonna lie, this dude JP is one of the coolest characters. But before we get into it, let's talk about his competitors. So this is Sonoshi, JP's love interest. I know for a fact I'd want this dude by my side. It's not that serious, buddy, you can smile. I love how this dude just casually has some backseat driver. You know this dude is on a roll. Coming to the final stretch, we see that JP is in last place and bro just hit the nitro and was gone. I ain't gonna lie, he was whipping that hoe. Bro was even trying to raise this girl up mid-race. So long story short, this man JP ended up crashing. But the reason he ended up crashing was because we found out that JP was actually supposed to come in second place. Because his mechanic Frisbee, who is working with a mafia boss, fixed the race and blew up his car. So after the race, we see this man JP and Frisbee in the hospital watching TV. Oh yeah, and this race will be taking place in Robo World, and apparently those dudes is with the smoke. And throughout the time before the race, my man JP was just preparing for the race and things of that nature. And I think throughout this time, we really get to learn about JP as a character. So in the movie, there's this one scene with this same girl from the race my boy JP was trying to raise up. And we see that these two was about the case just by talking about racing. And we even got a flashback of JP and Sonoshi. And in the flashback we learned JP was inspired by Sonoshi to race since childhood, which we see influences his motivation throughout the film. One thing I also like about this movie is the side characters. They're so chaotic and it's honestly amazing. Next I want to talk about this ugly ass nigga right here. Why is bro tooting his shit up like that? Anyways, this guy's also a part of JP's team for the Red Line race. So everyone is hyped for this race and placing their bets and stuff. And man, was this race crazy. So long story short, JP and old girl ended up crashing. JP explained to her that my boy Frisbee was fixing races just so JP can race, but this time JP was really trying to win. So OG right here ended up saving the day and helping JP and Sonoshi win the race, encouraging a more honest way of going about things. And JP and Sonoshi ended up kissing. I guess what you can take from this is my boy JP got game. Yeah, but that was Redline, an absolute classic if you ask me.